Hey, it's Todd Duncan. Welcome back to our 21-day experience. We are about each and every day just spending 10 to 15 minutes together, sharing with you gifts that I feel that 2020 gave all of us. And certainly the ones that I'm sharing are the ones that I think made the biggest impact in my life and the lives of those around me. And I want to share with you today the gift of purpose. The second gift that 2020 gave me was this idea of repurposing my purpose. My purpose has always been to make a difference. I remember when I was a loan originator in my mid-20s and discovered this idea of a centering mechanism in our life that would give us vision and clarity and really a platform on which to succeed. And I remember having discussions with several of my mentors. And when I arrived at this idea that I believe God put me on this planet to make a difference, I was really inspired. And I have never left that ideal that my purpose is to make a difference. And through all the seasons of my life, the good and the bad, the hard and the ugly, the beautiful and the sometimes disastrous, I never left that idea that my purpose was to make a difference. I think last year, 100, maybe even 1,000 times in 2020, I asked myself, I asked my wife, Deb, I asked our team, I said, right now, in the midst of all of this, how do we make a difference? And I can say that for me, my purpose became the filter through which I made all of my decisions in 2020. Yesterday, we talked about the gift of life, the first gift. If you embrace the idea that you are a miracle, then you must accept that your life has purpose. So let's explore this beautiful gift. I think purpose is best defined as a life aligned with your gifts and your skills and your calling. Abraham Maslow, famous for his psychology around Maslow's hierarchy of needs, states, quote, "Musicians must make music. Artists must paint. Poets must write if they are ultimately to be at peace with themselves. What humans can be, they must be," end quote. What a powerful testimony around purpose. Think of purpose as your lens, helping you focus on what truly matters. It takes unbridled energy and creativity and helps you channel that into explosive concentration, alignment, and achievement. Unfocused energy can illuminate a house. That same energy focused can form a laser beam the size of a human hair that can cut through 6 inches of steel. Your purpose is in you. Michael J. Fox says, quote, "I believe purpose is something for which one is not only responsible, but has also been divinely assigned." Wow. When life is more purposeful, labor has a higher emotional and economic return. You're more effective, you have less friction, you experience more joy, and you get more done that matters. So I look at the common traits of people who are on purpose. Several things come to mind. The first is that they are fit. And when I talk about fit, I mean that they embody fitness in the areas of their lives that matter most. They're spiritually fit, they're physically fit, they're financially fit, their relationships are functional and not dysfunctional, okay? They're fit at work, they're fit with their time, they're just fit in the pure sense of that word. They have an attitude towards being preventive versus reactive in all things. The second is people that have clarity around their purpose are fast. They understand that everything can be improved, and they are motivated to cause those improvements sooner than later, but with a mind toward quality, so they minimize the amount of do-overs. And the third is that people with purpose have vision. We're going to explore this gift later in the series, but I believe that they are constantly looking forward, not backward. I believe that they let go of yesterday, which requires a certain state of forgiveness and grace, and we'll talk about that later in the series. And they don't fear tomorrow, which requires faith and trust and hope. And we'll talk about that later in the series. They focus on winning today, which focuses their energy, their presence, their strategy, and all that they do today. And there are two keys, I believe, to this way of purposeful living. The first is to know where you are on your journey to your best version of you. I mean, your purpose allows you to be more grounded in the moments and acts as a guide on your journey. Guardrails, if you will, to keep you on the right path. Your life becomes richer and more meaningful as you are doing the work and assessing and addressing meaningful questions about your life and its meaning. And I believe COVID, and I believe 2020 has forced us all to look at that through a different lens. The second is that you must know where you are on the road on which you are currently positioned. I fear this notion has kind of lost its impact in recent years. We've heard a lot of things about know your why your why is your motivator, discover your why, start with your why, and all of that is powerful. But there's a lot of noise that makes this discovery actually difficult and labor intensive. Just ask somebody who doesn't even understand the power of knowing why they are here to explain their why. And you will see in a second or two or 5 or 10 that it's a very confusing question. I believe when you tap into why or your purpose, you will unleash creativity, inspiration, and motivation that no matter how hard anything ever gets in life, you will be able to get through it. And no matter how easy things feel, purpose will allow you to go much further than if you weren't clear on what that was. I mean, you were born for a reason. And the question is, do you know what it is? And if you don't, you must discover it. That was the gift of 2020. Why am I here? Why are we going through this? What is good about this, as I talked about yesterday? And how can you use your purpose in the midst of anything, any situation, to allow you and those around you and those that you serve to feel and succeed with you together? Years ago, I had the honor of sitting down with Kevin McCarthy while I was on a speaking tour through the Southeast. Kevin is the author of a great book entitled The On Purpose Person. It was an interview that I was doing with him, and I thought it was very enlightening. I went back to those interview notes, and I'm going to share this with you for 2 reasons. First, there's nothing more important than discovering your purpose. Purpose is the most connected state a human can have. Second, it'll help you through every decision you will make for the rest of your life. And let's face it, making good decisions is a huge life mastery skill. Purpose is the filter that makes decisions clearer. So here's my notes. People are happiest and most productive when what they do is purposeful. When we live on purpose, our lives will be filled with meaning and significance. There is no such thing as a dimmer switch in life. We're either on purpose or we're off purpose. The more on purpose we are, the more frequently we will enjoy peak experiences. If our purpose is clear, we can affect tremendous change in those areas important to us: spiritual, family, financial, physical, professional, intellectual, and social. Purpose is the why behind your existence. Kevin made this point. One's worldview affects one's self-perspective. Here's how. If you believe the world is here by accident, a quirk, fate, emanating from some primordial slime, then the natural extension of your perspective is that you are here by accident with no design, no plan, no designer, and no purpose. On the other hand, if your perspective allows for a world being created by design, then there's a design, a plan, a designer, call the designer God, and a reason why it all exists. It and connection follow. Therefore, I am part of that design. I'm connected to it in some way. There is a plan for my life because I'm here and I do have purpose. So the key to a life of hope and joy begins with seeing the design and our fit from within it. From there, we get to articulate that fit in this world by way of our purpose. And that alignment creates what Kevin calls the on-purpose life. He went on to tell me, he said, God didn't make a nobody. He made a somebody, you. We each have God-given talents waiting to be unleashed, core to our DNA, allowing us to tap into our potential and our greatness. Kevin went on to say that we were born to win, and we've learned how to lose. 2020 taught me that no matter what the circumstances are, if you're on purpose, you can be intentional about what you go for, what you say yes to, and what you say no to. And you must live in your intention. When you're clear on your purpose or your why, you create intention, which gives you the motivation and the confidence to take the next step. In the movie Collateral Beauty, actor Will Smith plays the role of a successful advertising executive, Howard Inlet. I was struck with Smith's character in the opening 3 minutes of the movie during his speech to his team. It went like this. Okay, what is your why? Why did you even get out of bed this morning? Why did you eat what you ate? Why did you wear what you wore? Why did you come here? Other than the fact that I would fire you and hire somebody else if you didn't show up for work. But not that. The big why. We're certainly not here just to sell stuff. We're here to connect. Life is about people. Advertising is about illuminating how our products and services will improve people's lives. Now, how do we do that? Love, time, death. These are 3 abstractions that connect every single human being on the planet. Everything we covet, everything we fear not having, everything we ultimately end up buying is because at the end of the day, we long for love, we wish we had more time, and we fear death. Love, time, death. Let's begin there. And that's how the movie started. So as you contemplate this, I think there's 5 questions you need to answer. Number 1 is what drives you? Do more of that. Question 2, what energizes you? Do more of that. Question 3, what are you passionate about? Do more of that. Question 4, what is natural for you, requiring less effort? Okay, move more towards that. And then question 5, what sacrifices are you willing to make to become more purposeful? So the question I want you to contemplate today is, how would doing more of any of those 5 questions change your life? How would any of those 5 things, more energized, more purposeful, more intentional, more exciting, more easily done, how would doing more of those things change your life today? And my quest for you to be on for the next 20 days as we go through this is tie every day's gift to a meaningful contribution of this second gift, the gift of purpose. There is nothing more important when you add something to the fact that the gift of life started our journey than to make that life purposeful. We'll see you tomorrow.